This is a mysterious process. We know a little bit enough that we can talk about it and communicate about it, but really, like, nobody knows what's going on here. In reality, nobody knows what this is. And if anybody acts like they have all the answers about this, you got to run away. You have to run. And that's why I open the floor for others to share. I'm learning too. I learn something new about this process every day, right? Nobody knows what's really going on here. We're comparing notes, we're figuring it out together. And ultimately, it seems that for everybody, it points inwards, right? Towards our own intuition, our own inner master, right? So thank you. Thank you. Laura asks here, it's my first time here. I'm grateful for your presence as I've been abused by a teacher who did not work with his shadows. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm in the middle of a really difficult Kundalini awakening, which has been a spiritual emergency and turned my life upside down. It started in 2021. At first, it was blissful and beautiful, and I became very creative. Then the entities came in. I'm struggling a lot with entities. What are your thoughts on entities? Yeah, Laura, it sounds like you've been through so much. The entity conversation is one that we've had every now and then here, and you're not alone in this question. So throughout this process, our consciousness expands and we begin to be able to perceive and connect with beings that maybe are not uh, corporeal, non-physical. They are the universe, reality is immeasurable, and there are, in fact, countless uh, energetic beings and things from all over. And as our consciousness expands, we can begin to connect with those dimensions. Simultaneously, our consciousness expands and we are radiating like a lot of light. Our lives become so interesting. It's like a great story unfolding, which can attract the attention of curious observers. And some of those observers don't just watch, they actually kind of want to participate in times during our awakening, and they can become a little bothersome. So you may begin to feel the influence of these beings. Some of them are benevolent. They may be your spirit guides, for example. The distinction is that a spirit guide comes and gives, they make you feel safe, but they don't interfere, right? Whereas some entities actually are a little bit pesty, if you will. They're kind of like annoying, to put it mildly, and sometimes uh, much more than just annoying. And so it is a valid thing. There is the conversation around whether these are actual beings out there or are they some part of ourself manifesting through a projection as if it appears separate. We can look at it from both directions. But ultimately, what I've found is that the um, way to move through dealing with intense entities is to remember who we are. We are human beings that are very spiritually advanced. And so we actually are very high in the sort of hierarchy and the ladder of consciousness, very high. We're very evolved. It's just sometimes we don't know that or we forget. And because we forget, we become afraid of a being that's not really as powerful as we may think. But because we become forgetful of who we are, then we become afraid, then we give our power to them and we think that they are more powerful than us. So the most important thing is to remember who you are. You're a being of light, and to remember that light by default effortlessly banishes darkness. It's light's nature to do that. So if you remember that you are made of light, that you are light, that the light is with you, this can put you in a position of empowerment. And actually the entities realize, oh, okay, this one knows who they are. Let's go find someone who doesn't know who they are so we can bother them. You can go one step further is actually if you recognize these entities and you have confidence, you can say, I see you. I recognize that you're on a spiritual journey too. You cannot hang around me. You can't hang around in my space, my aura, my home, my dreams, my energy field. I wish you well. I love you. Now scram, get out of here. And you can be very assertive as you banish them with love. They may say, whoa, we've never felt such love and acceptance before. We've never been seen before. That feels good. Where can we find more of that? And now they go on their journey looking for the light, but you've told them that, you don't have anything for them. That can be very transformative as well. Now, if all of this is still not effective and you're still dealing with a lot of entity trouble, you may have to seek the support of those who are specialists in this area. But for many on this journey, the entity thing is like a brief phase that we go through. We learn a lot. We learn that, yeah, there are multiple beings out there. We learn that we learn boundaries, we learn confidence. And all of that actually translates over into our physical life with other people because other people try to do the same things to us that these quote unquote entities do. And so the boundaries, the confidence, the communication skills, the assertiveness, all of that translates over into the real world. So in a way, you can look at these entities coming to um, be teachers in a bit of an inconvenient way. But that if you look at them as teachers in this way, it can bring you out of victimhood and into a state of more empowerment as you deal with this. And you can invoke your guides as well. The benevolent spirit guides, you can ask them to take care of it, handle it for you. It's what they're there to do. Sometimes they're just waiting for you to call on them. And, you could say to Kali, just, take care of this, protect me. If you have any particular angels that you seem to relate with, visualizations as well, where you imagine like you can be absolutely creative with it because it all ultimately is energetic. So in your visualization, you can imagine that you're protected with white light, gold light. There's a giant 10-foot thick cement dome protecting you. There's like beings that are benevolent that are, surrounding this entire dome that aren't going to let anything come in that's not welcome. Like you can imagine all of this. You can engage in rituals, saging, crystals, playing mantras, playing chanting, these types of things. Ultimately, whatever it takes to put you into the position where you remember, I'm safe. I'm safe. Right. So I don't engage in visualizations and things. I'm a very simple person. I just remember that I'm safe. And what I did was I started to chant this over and over again, which was, I'm the light, I'm the light, I'm the light. Just reminding myself I'm the light. And then I had times where I was under some sort of psychic attack and I forgot. And I said, oh shit, I'm in trouble. And then I remembered, nah, I'm the light. And then I faced them and I said, hey, I'm the light. What can I do for you? And they were like, oh no, okay, this guy remembers who he is. And then they just left. They just left. And then from that moment forward, my remembrance of being the light has been further integrated because I was initiated through those encounters. I was tested and I passed the test. And so that remembrance of being the light was so much more integrated in me. So this is how all of this is here to teach us. All of this is here to teach us if we look at it that way. We're not victims here. We're not victims here. It's all like a giant school, all coming to teach us. And if we look at it that way, yeah, you can become invincible in a sense. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for that question. It's great.